What up, YouTube? It is the Texas Mother Trucker coming to you from, where am I at? Salt Lake City, Utah. We are still at the terminal. Well, I don't say still. I shouldn't say that. We actually left yesterday. We went to Wyoming and turned around and came right back. It was storming. There was a lot of construction, like pieces of the road were missing, but we got it done. So, my mountain driving has gotten better. I'm not gonna say it's like perfect because it's still a little scary, but I got it done. So, kudos for that. So today's video is not gonna be about mountains. Today's video is going to be about a question I get asked a lot. Why Swift? Swift. So, please excuse the cartoons in the background. He went to the office, 50 went to the office, and I tried every remote that he has back there, and I don't know how to turn them down. Maybe it's here. No. Okay, I'm done. So we just have a little background music. That's fine. So why Swift? So a little bit about why I got into trucking. So for those of you who don't know me, I am, if you were to look up jack of all trades, in the dictionary, you would see a big picture of this person. So I went to cosmetology in high school for co-op, have that license, and then I became an EMT. An EMT, I went to medical school, became a nurse, and then I went to culinary school, became a sommelier, which is a wine expert. Had a lot of fun in wine. And I've done a lot of different things. Most recently, I was a professional makeup artist. So why am I here sitting in this truck, driving in these crazy conditions? Well, a little bit of history. I am a 2-time cancer survivor. So when you're faced with something like that, life is really put into perspective for you. And you realize how valuable your time on earth and your time in general really is. So most of the men, including my father, rest in peace, were all truck drivers. And I grew up in trucks. So I grew up always traveling in my car. I travel cross country all the time. I've been to 42 states. And I do it in my car. Yes, I fly. I'm not afraid to fly. I love flying. But on the flip side, I don't like being any place when I don't have my car. And who wants to rent cars when you own your own cars? I just prefer to drive. I like the road. I like to be able to stop and see things. So this way, after losing my dad, I really it put me in a really funky spot. Me and my dad were super close. And he came to Texas to take care of me during my last round with cancer and having to go to chemo and all of that fun stuff. He came from Louisiana to take care of me, and he just never went home. And we found him very unexpectedly deceased in his room in our home. My children found him. So it was a pretty shitty situation, to say the least. And it really, in 2017, I lost 8 family members in 3 months. My family is from Houston. I'm from Houston. And we had the 6 people who drowned in their van during Harvey. And then my dad's last living aunt died, and then my dad died. So it was a lot in 3 months. When you have shit like that happen to you in life, the way that you do things, the way that you plan for your future, it changes drastically. And you feel like you want to live every day as if it was your last. And it's unfortunate that things like this have to happen for people to realize, hey, I don't have much time here. And that's ultimately what led me here. So instead of traveling on my own and spending all this money, it was my dad's dream to go back into trucking, or he wanted to buy an RV so he could live out the rest of his years seeing the country and just kind of, being a man of the road again, living life on his own terms. And that really resonated with me. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to not only carry that torch and let his, legacy live on through me, but the most selfish reason is because my time here gets challenged quite often. Even though I'm in remission, every 6 months I have to go through scans and I have to do tests to make sure that I get to live another 6 months. And even though I've been in remission for 4 years, it's always there every 6 months. So I choose to live my life on my own terms, and being a truck driver really gives me that freedom. So that's what led me to this industry. So I won't bore you with any more history, but to understand me, you have to understand what I've been through and where I come from. So that's the shortest version possible. So why Swift? The big question, why Swift? So the first company that I reached out to was CR England. I knew a lot of people that had gone through there. It was all automatics, and I've driven manual cars my whole life, but automatics just seemed the easier way to go. But after being reached out to by Swift and kind of just hearing so much shit about them, I know it sounds crazy, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, she's so full of shit. I'm not. I don't have a reason to lie to people. I'm spending my own money on Swift attire. Like, there's a reason behind that. I don't do anything without methodically thinking about it, and I'm just not that person. I think about every single thing that I do, every decision. I'm that analytical person that just breaks everything down to a molecular level before I do shit. So when I started researching all of these different companies, a lot of them, Prime, for example, Prime was my number one. The only reason that I didn't go to Prime is, one, it's too fucking far. I wanted to relatively stay close to home. I have 3 children and a husband, so I kind of wanted to be close to home. And they make you sign a 2-year contract. Now, I know that all these companies have contracts. Swift does not make you sign a contract. However, because there's going to be those people that have gone to Swift and they're like, oh, they don't make you sign a contract, but. So here's the but. As with every other company, Swift is not putting themselves on a pedestal. They're giving you options. Those options are quite similar to a lot of the other companies that just say, fuck it, here's the deal, sign it or don't. It's up to you. Same thing, except Swift is not bullies about it. They don't offer you a contract to sign. So the deal is with Swift, you do not get paid for training. Let's start off there. While you're in school, that is. When you're in school getting your CDL, you are not being paid. Now, I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible because it is kind of complex. Swift, you do not have to pay anything to go to Swift. You don't have to pay for your hotel. You don't have to pay for your transportation. They'll put you on a bus if you need the bus. They even paid me for my gas, and I drove my own vehicle. So they really do take care of you. Now, there's going to be those people who've gone to Swift and they're going to say, oh, you don't have to pay them right away, but they're going to start taking money out of your check. All right. Is that true? Yes. So here's the deal. With Swift, you do not have to sign a contract to go to their school, get your CDL, whatever. It costs $6,000, and if you choose to stay in the hotel for the 3 weeks, then it's an additional $750. So, the $750 you're going to pay back, they let you know that up front. It comes out in installments as a payroll deduction. So, just know that. I don't know how much it is. I know it's not going to be a lot. Swift does not take a shitload of money from your checks because you need your money to live, and they totally understand that. So if anybody tells you different, tell them to go fuck themselves because they're lying. Next, the $6,000 for school. While you do not have to sign a contract, the way Swift works is you're going to see an $80 a week deduction in your check. Before you start having heart palpitations and freaking out and talking a bunch of shit, hear me out. Again, I would not be doing this if it wasn't beneficial to me, okay? So you will see an $80 deduction when I get paid next week. This Friday actually is the first day that I'll get paid, and I'll be showing y'all what I've made during my first week, all that jazz. But here's what I'm expecting to see. There'll be an $80 deduction every single week for 2 years, okay? Under that, I'm going to have a credit for $40, okay? $40 credit. So, for those of you that are not very good with math, essentially, they're only taking $40 a week out of my check, okay? It just needs to be worded and typed out the way it is for accounts payable and receivable to keep track of the money. So, $80 deduction with a $40 credit. Essentially, they're taking $40 out of my check. They're going to do that for 2 years. Now, after your first year, you've paid back $3,000, okay? So the $3,000 is half of the $6,000. Now, Swift is very much known, and you'll learn this when you go to the class. There is a lot of people that come out here, they kick ass like 50, and like I will do as well. They come out here, they kick ass, they keep it rolling, and they're exemplary employees. Swift is very known for taking those employees and just wiping away everything, and you keep the $3,000. They're never going to take that $40 that they give you over the 2-year period. They're never going to take that away from you. And I know this is not going to make a lot of sense to people, but you have to trust me. In the grand scheme of things, after 2 years, the $40 credits that you've been getting the $40 credits, all of that adds up. Essentially, if you stay with Swift for 2 years, they actually wind up paying you to go to their school. Okay? So, that is the deal with Swift. If you leave before that 2-year mark, or even during the 1-year mark, if you leave, you will be expected to pay a prorated amount. Say you're in here for 7 months. They'll take the $6,000, subtract however much they've already charged you for that 7 months or whatever, and you just pay whatever's left. Now, for those assholes who say, oh my God, that's such bullshit. Why is it bullshit? They gave you your CDL out of their pocket. They put you in the hotel. You're going to pay that shit back anyways. But if everybody just went around giving people free shit, then the world would stop. The money, the value of money would just cease to exist. Like, goods are, traded for funds. That's the way the fucking world works. It doesn't matter what country you're in. So there are some assholes out there that are like, oh my God, Swift charged me and now I got this huge credit. Well, make some decisions and fucking stick by them. It's not that hard. So make sure that you know with any company what you're signing up for. Because please believe, nothing in this world is 100% free. And you have to be 21 to get your CDL. And in your 21 years of life, if you haven't figured that out yet, trucking is going to eat you alive, okay? You need to have some snap about you. So don't listen to the people who say, oh my God, Swift is going to fuck you and you're going to be chased by creditors for the rest of your life. If you fuck over any school, if you sign up and you sign that contract, you get your CDL and you're like, oh, Joe Blow said I could go work for this company and make $2 an hour. Okay, you go do that. And when you're not making $2 an hour, or $2 per mile, I should say, you've already burned that bridge. Pick a company in a region that you're going to be successful at and stick it out. When you come into this industry, I have been offered so many jobs by so many companies. The JB Hunt, that's who my dad used to work for, offered me a lot of money per hour. Am I interested in going? Not at all. Because when I get over there, it may work out for a little while, and then shit just dies off. Swift has, they have hazmat. They have people here that are fucking ice road truckers. They have dry van. They have reefer. They have every fucking type of truck and whatever you want to haul, why have all of those options? And they're the largest carrier in the United States. So why wouldn't you want to be with a company who's obviously kicking ass in the game and jeopardize that? Do I see as many JB Hunt trucks on the road as I do Swift? Yeah, for the most part. It's just not worth it to me. When I make a decision, I stick with it. And I really, really hope that y'all do that. Don't start job hopping, before you even get hired. People at school were already like, I'm about to get my CDL and I'm going to go over to Prime, or I'm going to go over to CR England. Got bad weather over here, so this thing's going to scream at me. Sorry about that. If you live your life that way, you're never going to get anywhere. So, So come to this with the mentality that you're going to sign up for whatever company. It doesn't matter. This is fucking annoying. Is there a way to turn that off? Probably not. I don't fucking know. Anyways, so why Swift? Swift essentially is going to wind up paying me for going to the training that I went to. I think that's pretty cool. Other reasons that I chose Swift. Swift really does take care of their people. Not just because of watching 50's videos and watching his journey. I know a lot of other people who have came through Swift, and just hanging out here this week that I've been here at the different terminals. I've been to 3 or 4 different terminals already. And I ask the people questions all the time. Anytime these people have had problems, whether they're personal or professional, Swift takes care of them. Jesus, I'm going to wrap this video up because I don't know how to make this thing shut up. Swift takes care of their people. Our axle seal, I was pre-tripping the other day and saw that the fucking axle seal was leaking. We were in the shop the truck was in the shop for like a few hours. I'm going to be doing a video about that too, because being with a mentor in your first week and you see that your fucking axles are leaking, you're just like, what's going on? So, I think 50 took some pictures, so we will go through that and tell you, go through the process of what happens. This is really annoying. So, Swift takes care of their people. I will say that the people at school, while they need to get together and be on the same page as far as their instruction, which they're working on, there's a lot of new people, so there's some growing pains when I went through Corsicana, and that's fine. Change is a good thing. So, I have to think of it that way. But the people, the instructors, even the administrative people, they actually give a shit. And I can't say that the other people don't. I can only say what I know and the experience that I've had. And they really do care. And I failed my first CDL test with Swift. And a man comes on there on the weekends. That's his job. Like, who wants to be sitting at the school with a bunch of losers on Saturday and Sunday? Mr. John at the Corsicana Academy does. And let me tell you, I learned so much from that man, and I was just so appreciative of his time on the weekends. And I went on Monday and knocked it out, and I'm a more confident driver because of people like him. So, I can't tell you if Prime or CR England or, any Knight or anyone else is going to give a shit as much as the people that I have encountered. I can only tell you what I know from what I've experienced, and I wouldn't trade a company that cares that much for anything in the world. So, since I've been here, I have had no bad experiences whatsoever. I would not be sporting Swift other than for professional looking reasons if I didn't stand behind the company as much as they stand behind me. And I'm just a 1 weeker here, and already I've met people in corporate, and they're just so nice. They have all of the advice in the world, and they really do care. And the cool thing is, they ask me if there's anything they can do for me. Is it a nuance because it's new and I'm a shiny little toy, and they want to make sure that I stay that way? I don't know. Only time will tell, and I'll be sure to let y'all know the good, the bad, the ugly. But I don't think it is. So, there's a lot of other reasons, but those are the main ones. And those are important things that anyone should know for any decision. If you're going to sign up with a company for any reason, you should make sure that they have your best interest at heart and they really do care. And especially if you're going to go into a company where you're going to be signing contracts, don't hold that company responsible and talk shit about them if you don't, stand up to your end of the bargain. Like, you put your name on a piece of paper. I know I'm going to bash millennials just a little bit. Just because you sign your name on that piece of paper doesn't mean that it didn't happen. And there's a lot of young people that have that mentality. Oh, well, I don't want to do that anymore, so it just never happened. That's not the way the real world works. So make sure, if you go to a company where you have to sign a contract, make sure that your name means something. Your name is your worth, and you should have integrity, and you should hold yourself accountable, because the rest of the world's going to hold you accountable. And it's not fair for people to talk shit about companies when they were the ones who, didn't live up to their part of the bargain. So that is my story. That is how I got to where I am. These are the different things that I researched in other companies. For every person, the journey is going to be different. I can only tell you what works for me. And has it been rainbows and sunshine every fucking day? No, but nothing is. You take the good with the bad and you keep it moving. And at the end of the day, whether you get paid for training, they're going to fuck you in the long run. That was another part of the research. Some people looked really good because they paid you while you were going to school, and they paid you during your mentor program, which Swift does pay you for your mentor program. Right now, I'm making $500 a week as a base pay. Whether I'm running or not, I'm going to make $5 a week while I'm on the mentor's truck. Because we run the way we do, I'm actually going to wind up making more than that $500 a week, so that's awesome. So the money is there for you to make. I'll do another video where I interview 50 and have him discuss the monetary aspect of being a mentor. A lot of people are like, oh, mentors only want to do it for the money. And that is true in some cases. But when you find these rare gems like 50 and a lot of other mentors that I've met, his mentor, for example, who I did get to meet, there are people who really do care. Do those people happen to make more money for doing their job? Yes. And you can too. So it's not a negative thing that they make money for teaching you. It's extra work, and they're putting their lives in danger. We don't fucking know how to drive these trucks through mountains and snow and rain. And they're not here hovering. They let us do it with their lives sitting right there in that passenger seat. They deserve to get paid for that. So when people are talking mad shit about somebody, think about if you've ever been bullied or you've ever seen somebody be bullied. It's because they have something that everybody else wants. It's specifically the bully. Swift gets a bad name. Are there a bunch of Swift fucked up videos? Yes. But if somebody had a camera on every other trucking division out there and watched them, you'd see just as many videos. You have to be smart enough to decipher what's real and what's bullshit. And when you have a company out there that has such strong hate against them, it's because they're doing something right. So remember that. All right. Sorry, 15 minutes is a hard fucking thing to do, especially when I'm not here shooting the shit. I'm actually giving you real information. So don't hold me to 15 minutes because it's probably never going to happen. I'll do my best. So again, I love all of the questions and love and support that are coming in. I'm going to continue to just give y'all information. There's people that really try to find a niche or, cooking or truck stops or something. I find that I'm paying it forward. 50's videos were very, very helpful to me. And being a female, I want to turn around and give that information to guys and girls, but more geared towards females coming into the industry. So keep your questions coming. I will always answer them. And leave your comments down below. And you can subscribe, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me, as long as you're getting the information. That's what's important to me. So I will talk to y'all later. I have to get ready because we are headed to Denver and it is black skies. So it's going to be another fun day in the mountains. So peace out, and I will catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.